Brodes Media.
Yikes. Yikes. 18-3. How the hell did you lose the series to Oakland? As soon as they swept the Dodgers, I claimed you had nothing to worry about because this group was different than groups in years past. And I still believe that's true, even though I watched the A's come into your ballpark and do something that teams just don't do. This was the first home series loss since April 3rd. So we haven't seen this basically all year long. I have to imagine this is more of a fluke than anything else. I'm not hitting any sort of panic button. I'm not worried. They are dealing with some things that do raise concerns, and I'll throw them out throughout the program here. Ranger Suarez. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Bryson Stott. But in regards to how the hell do you lose 18-3, I got nothing wrong with maybe crumbling this one up, putting it through the shredder, and then dropping it off at the dump. I did Final Out tonight on WIP, and I got a call throughout the show from a man named Steve. And Steve is a great caller, but what he brought up made me laugh a little bit. So here is his thought. Because the Phillies got rid of Whit Merrifield over the weekend, and this is a very close group, and he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but the Phillies did him dirty. The Phillies botched the Whit Merrifield stuff, meaning not so much botched it by giving him $8 million and asking him to be a part of this utility core. No, botched it meaning they should have kept him and rode the wave, and part of the reason why this team is so special is because of their bond. And I'm not discrediting that. There is real legitimate truth to knowing that they will go to war for one another and they will fight for one another. That is true, and that is a big part of winning DNA, and this Phillies group has it. Yes. But Bryce knows this is a business. Kyle Schwarber's been around how long? All right, he's been traded here and there and playing this spot, that spot. You know, the Boston Red Sox and the Nationals. And my point is, it's a business. And as great of a baseball man Whit Merrifield is, after 90-plus games of action on a team where we are trying to win a World Series now, if Dave Dombrowski, who is a very respected president, and everybody understands that that dude is a G, and he decides it's time to part ways with Whit, look, I gave him every chance possible. All he had to do was just a little bit better, and maybe we're not even having this discussion, even though a little bit better would still be severely underwhelming. But compared to what he provided, nothing. He's been a nothing burger. So overall, my point is, Bryce knows that Whit was giving a long leash. And it kicks a sense of urgency into some others. You don't think there's a correlation between maybe the move that Dave made and why Rojas is playing as strong as he is? I do. I think that there's some fear that since the front office is moving with some urgency and with some piss and vinegar and willing to be aggressive and knowing they're trying to upgrade the outfield bats, he rose to the occasion defensively, making plays that he only makes in this series. He actually even filtered in a damn home run, too. Not that I think his offense is going to be good enough. If I'm projecting the Rojas stuff, he might make some plays defensively, but the 9-hole hitter does matter in the playoffs. And if it's going to be as bad as last year was in the playoffs, there's no way that I could have him playing center field every day. I will take the payoff of a less defender with actual reasonable offense. And, I'm just thinking that, fine, Rojas has been able to show some speed and done some things here. But, if I'm trying to win a World Series, I'm sure I got to upgrade Rojas. I'd put Marsh in center field every day and have Brent Rooker taking the nod out in left field. Now, it won't be pretty. By hitting 280 and on pace to hit 40 bombs jobs, that matters. And I'll take the lesser defense. Use Rojas for late game situations, maybe even pinch running situations, but he can't be getting 3 at-bats a game. It's not okay. And last year showed me that you can't just rely on all your top bats and pretend like that 9-hole hitter won't pop up when it's the moment. Every game, for the most part, especially one-run games and big playoff games, they have a swing moment. And I just witnessed that swing moment landing on Rojas. You never know who it's gonna end up on. It could be Bryce. It could be Trey. Well, I watched it be Rojas last year, and I can't have that happen again. So I don't know why Rojas sort of caught some stray here. I didn't really plan for that to happen. But I'm just telling you how I feel here as we sit at the break. And as much as Rojas has been doing well, and I'm giving him credit because it does seem like since that AAA stint, he came in here with a purpose. And he's been playing well, for all things considered. But when I'm trying to win a championship, you could be playing well in your own individual right, but we still need improvement if we're trying to win the Commissioner's Trophy. This isn't about allowing him to grow and go up those ups and downs, or go through those ups and downs, I should say, and really trying to learn through experience. I'm trying to go win. Brent Rooker, outfield, let's go. You see what you're talking 450, right? Not just 400, 450. Listen to this stat, courtesy of Paul Casella of MLB. Brent Rooker is just the 7th player in the last 10 seasons of StatCast tracking to hit multiple 450-foot homers in the same game. And 2 of the previous 6 happened in Colorado, where the ball is going to fly at will. So that's what he was. You don't think that he entered CBP on a mission? You don't think that he was listening maybe to 50 Cent, listening to some Future, something that'll get him going when he's going to the ballpark? No, when Dave's watching with the Howie Roseman binoculars up in those club boxes, there is a real stare down happening. There's a real focus. There's a real, I'm going to pay attention to this guy even extra. And he's giving you, 2 that are over 450 in one game. That's in one game. He fits the brand. He fits the DNA. He does. He is what Phillies baseball is with this lineup. And I'd put him right behind Bryce. And that's not any bat that you get at the deadline, obviously. I actually really like the idea of Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Alec Bohm being your top 4 hitters. If you get something as special as Brent Rooker, then yes, you have to put him behind Bryce. Dude, Trey Turner and Brent Rooker, and sandwiched in between is Bryce Harper. That is deadly. That is so good. It's so good. My fear would be they love Rojas so much that they keep him planted in center field, and then they platoon a Brandon Marsh and a Rooker in left field based off of who's starting. And that would be upsetting to me. If Dave Dombrowski comes out of this with a platoon guy, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. Now is the time to push all of your chips in. I can't just keep limiting myself on what can they do. Well, what if you have to give up this? And what if you want Luis Robert? And what if you want this guy? I can't hold myself back. Now is the time. This isn't any year. All right, it's not any year. You are the best team in all of baseball. Your run differential shits on the rest of the league, and this is even an 18-3 type of effort, and that doesn't happen. So you have that. You look at the National League teams, it's you being 28 games above 500. Yes, the Dodgers are nicely in there as well. After that, the Milwaukee Brewers is the next best National League team that's sitting at about 12 games over 500. After that, it's the Braves that are about 10 games over 500. And I know the record doesn't tell the full story, because if you get hot at the right time, as we've seen the Phillies do in the wild card rounds over the last couple of seasons, then it is what it is, and you can still make a special run. I've witnessed it with my own team. So it is very possible. This is when you have to be uber aggressive. This is the team.